Hey guys, what's up? Your captain's here. Week 8, sit starts, ready to go. Bortles yesterday got me some points in garbage time. The
The
greatest
king
garbage
of
quarterback
garbage
of all
time.
time. The greatest garbage quarterback of all time. So I'm happy because he's off to a good start. And Robinson actually did a little bit better than he has been.
I know, but still, 15 targets. The guy only catches half his passes. Killing me, Smalls.
I know he's killing me too, but I'll take the 13 points instead of the 2 last week. All right, let's get into it, Rob. The London game of this week, we got Cincinnati and Washington. Where are you going?
So Washington side, I'm really not touching anybody. I know Crowder had a big week last week, but that was matchup dependency. And Matt Jones, he's hurt. He's not practicing. I mean, Kelly and Thompson. Yeah, Kelly and Thompson, maybe. But, I mean, those London games were pretty weak, and I really don't love anybody on the Skins.
Yeah, if anyone, I would say Crowder.
Well, Jordan Reed might play, so he's potentially a a tight end one.
Let's look at the tight end on the other side. Are you trusting Eifert this week? Last week he was limited, right?
I'm not until I see something for him. There's just too many other good tight ends out there. I mean, even Fedorowicz on Houston's got a good matchup this week against the Colts as a streaming tight end. I'd start him over Eifert honestly this week until I see what Eifert has to do.
Yeah, my challenge is I have Doyle, and Doyle's got Kansas City, which is a tough matchup for him. But I'm rolling Doyle over Eifert this week until I see what happens personally.
I would do too.
People the people Dalton's. I don't care. People bash Dalton all the time, but he's a top 10 quarterback every year. So you start that guy. He's going to have 300 yards and 2 touchdowns like he does every week. AJ Green's going to have a good game, I think, too. The other wide receivers, I don't trust. And what do you do with that running back? I mean, I know Hill had a big week last week, but
I would say LaFell is actually playable with all the buys this week. But with that running back, it's tough because you never know. I mean, again, good matchup for both of them, but they're so matchup dependent. I mean, Hill, if he gets hit, is his chest hurt and he comes out. It's tough. It's tough for those running backs, but with the bye weeks, I think you're probably most likely starting both of them at least in flex plays, unless you're stacked at a weak position.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I agree. This next game, New England and Buffalo. Buffalo shut out New England. I think it's going to be New England shutting out Buffalo this week, especially with McCoy might not play and Gillislee might not play. I think it's going to be a shutout the other way. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm not starting anybody in Buffalo. I'm
not starting anyone on Buffalo
even
either.
If Gillislee starts and there's no McCoy, the Patriots are going to just shut them down. There's no one to be worried about in the passing game. That's disgusting. I agree. This is a blowout.
I'm benching Gillislee myself. I picked him up just in case McCoy went down, but this is not the matchup for him. He's on my bench this week. On New England side, I like Blunt. I like James White in a PPR. You got to start Gronk every week now, right? Edelman solid. What about other guys like Hogan and Benedict?
That's the problem. Hogan has one game. He's got 4 catches, 114 yards. The next week he's got 1 catch. It's just not – he spreads the ball around too much that, you roll with the guys you said and, you take a flyer in someone if you need to. But
even Amendola, if you need a flyer. Amendola's another flyer, right? He could have a big game too.
Yeah, but as far as the trustworthy guys that you probably must start, so you name them all.
Okay, next game we got Arizona and Carolina. Carolina's coming off a bye, so I like Olsen. I like Kelvin Benjamin. I know that Arizona defense is good. I don't know if I'm trusting Jonathan Stewart yet. I mean, he's coming off an injury. Besides Cam, Olsen, and Benjamin, anyone else you like on Carolina, or if you do like those guys? Because I know.
No, I like those guys. I mean, I'm starting 2 out of 3 of them. I wish I owned Olsen. He's put up Gronk numbers this year. So yeah. Those 3 are good. I mean, Carolina's defensive backs suck, so it is a good fits week. And Palmer, if you need him, depending on who QBs are on bye. And of course, I mean, Johnson it's matchup proof, and do you even have to say start Johnson anymore?
Yeah, you don't have to say that anymore. He's gonna blow up. And another guy. What about like Brown and Floyd and those guys? That Brown's back.
Floyd's hurt. I believe Floyd's out and Brown's back, so it could be a good Brown matchup. I said, their D-backs are pretty weak in Carolina.
Yep. Okay. The next game, the game of the week, if you ask me.
Ooh.
Cleveland and the Jets. The dumpster game of the week.
Dude, Fitzmagic, fire him up this week. I
know you put him in your lineup. You are all Fitz this week, right?
I love Fitzmagic this week and Forte. I love them both this week, and of course Brandon Marshall. I actually like the Jets and a streaming defense as well.
Yeah, those are the only three guys on the Jets that I would play. On the Brown side, what about Crowell or Duke Johnson, or I think Pryor's still hurt? You like anyone on the Browns?
With McCown probably back and starting this week, I mean, the Jets' run defense is good, so maybe Duke. He might check down to Duke because McCown actually is a quote-unquote real quarterback.
Yeah, and McCown loves Barnage.
It might be a Barnage week. You're right.
Yeah, McCown loves Barnage.
Yep, Barnage gets a big uptick with McCown back.
Agreed. Next game we got. I mean, there's no one else on the Browns. They're all, don't believe the Hogan hype from last week and all that crap. Coleman might be back too, but I don't know if you're gonna play him. We'll see how McCown likes him. Houston and Detroit's the next game. I'm hoping it's a good matchup for Houston. I'm hoping Miller and Hopkins go off. I also like Fuller. And yeah, I know you like their tight end. What's his name?
Well, Fedorowicz. I think it's a good streaming week for Fedora. The Lions' defense is just shit. Yeah. It's just suck.
It's borderline Browns' defense.
This is the start of the Hopkins comeback tour. He's got 7 weeks of really plus matchups. If he doesn't get it done this week, he's dead to me, and he should be dead to all of you. But this is the week.
I could talk about I just traded Jordy for Hopkins because I think Hopkins has that bigger upside potential than Jordy, and he has an easier schedule. So I'm with you. I hope Hopkins bounces back. He has a good year or good week, and then it continues throughout the season. And I threw in Eddie Lacy because he's on IR. It's a dynasty league too, so that's why I went with Hopkins. I went younger over Jordy. Jordy's a little older, and Rodgers doesn't even look at him anymore, except that 1 or 2 long pass every week. If he doesn't catch it, you're screwed. What about on the Detroit side? Running backs don't touch, right? Where you going?
Actually, no. Theo Riddick's back this week.
Oh, okay.
And Dwayne Washington. I'm not trusting Dwayne Washington yet to see what his role is, but Riddick's back, so I think he's playable.
Riddick's back to play Riddick.
Houston's got a tough run defense, but they'll dump him the ball PPR-wise. Stafford's a stud. Dude's startable every week. And Marvin Jones and now Gates has been really well involved too. So it's
and what about Ebron? Is he back yet or no?
Who?
Ebron.
He is. I mean, it's tough to trust him. He's in and out, and he just hasn't been putting up the points. Yeah,
no, I agree. Next game we got Kansas City and Indianapolis. Let's start with Indianapolis. Frank Gore. Yeah, I mean, he's going to put up same points he puts up every week, right? 10 or 12 points. Doyle, Kansas City shuts down tight ends all the time. So if you have a better matchup than Doyle, I would do that. But I'm rolling with Doyle this week because Luck loves him, especially in the red zone. Moncrief's back, I hear.
He's trending to play, and start has been cleared to play. I think he's like a wide receiver 3 this week because you got to be careful because he gets one hit in the shoulder, could go down. But I mean, moving forward, I hope you listen to us on the waiver wire pickups. But he's a wide receiver 2 moving forward. But yeah, I mean, he's startable in a flex spot this week. I think if he plays, I mean, that's going to be game time.
Yeah, and the only other guy there is T.Y. Hilton. And if Moncrief plays, it might downgrade Doyle a little, but I don't know. A
little bit, but I mean, like you said, Luck has a good relationship with Doyle, and he's been feeding them the rock. It's tough to bench Doyle right now. He's hot.
Yeah, and Allen's still hurt, so I know he's week to week, but
and he's
old. He's old. And then on the Kansas City side, what? West and Macklin? Anyone else I'm missing?
Where? More where? Yeah. No Jamal Charles again this week. So fire up Ware again. The dude's been an absolute stud. And Macklin is tough. I mean, the matchup is there again, but he's one of those guys that he shows up every now and then. This seems to be the week on paper he should show up.
Yeah.
And it could be a good Kelce week. Travis Kelce.
Yeah, Kelce as well. Next we got Seattle and New Orleans. You think Seattle's going to shut down New Orleans, or you're playing your Saints?
Yeah, they're at home. I can't bench my Saints at home. It's one of those games you just don't do it. I'm firing up Breeze. I'm firing up Ingram. I'm firing up Thomas. I'm firing up Snead. I'm firing up Cooks. You just do it. And Fleener.
Fleener too.
Until the Saints disappoint me at home, I fire them up. That's what you do.
Yeah. On the Seattle side, what do you got? Michaels and Baldwin and Jimmy Graham.
Jimmy Graham revenge game, baby.
What?
I think it's a Jimmy Graham revenge game. I actually started him over Delaney Walker, so after last night, I'm hoping that that was the right move. Delaney had a good game. It's a standard league, so not PPR. So hopefully the game flow is good for Jimmy Graham, and the Saints can put up some points.
Well, Wilson and Graham are connecting. They're building some good chemistry too. So I do like Jimmy Graham this week. But besides those three guys, I don't know. Even Russell Wilson, you can play. That Saints defense is trash. Next, we got Oakland and Tampa Bay. This is my shootout of the week. I think this is going to be a high-scoring game. So Mike Evans, some Jacquees, Winston, you start him because Oakland defense sucks. What about like Humphreys and Brait? What about those guys? You start
probably Humphreys. I'm not sure if Brait's back this week. If he is, yes.
I think he is, but
well. Yeah, like you said, I agree. I think this is the high-scoring game of the week. I think it's a good week for offensive skill players on both sides of the ball. Will it be a Cooper Crabtree week? Who knows? Could they both actually do something in the same week? Who knows? It's Cooper's turn by the way they're going, but we'll see.
Yeah, let's hope it's Cooper's turn because Crabtree's. And what about Latavius Murray? You're firing him up. Yeah, me too. Let's hope that they both get some. Let's hope both of those wide receivers get some play because it's sort of annoying every other week with Cooper. But
Latavius, they said he's the lead back moving forward, and after last week, he's probably going to 18 to 20 touches. So, and against that defense, you got to think he's going to do all right.
Yeah, I dropped Washington. I think it's safe that he's not going to do anything this year because it's a three-headed monster. Even if Murray doesn't go down, he was splitting with Jalen over there anyway. So next game, San Diego and Denver. Denver's revenge game? What?
That's a tough one because, San Diego's it usually puts it for a high-scoring game. I know they're at Denver. Denver, you could run on them. Teams are running the ball in Denver. So Melvin Gordon is playable. You've got to feel that they're going to play from behind too a little bit. So, Phillip Rivers is going to throw to Williams and he's going to throw to Benjamin.
But I wouldn't trust those wide receivers this week because those cornerbacks are.
I agree. I would tone it down, but depending on your situation, I think they're both flex plays. And then what do you do with tight end? Gates and Henry may play.
Oh, that's a challenge because he loves Henry, but Gates is his boy. I think Gates' snaps are down a lot, even when they're both healthy. So I like Henry a little bit better than Gates because Gates is he's getting up there. So I would pick Henry over Gates personally. But that's my guess, right? Mm-hmm. Who knows? They both haven't been healthy at the same time really this season, so we're gonna find out.
Yeah, and then you guys have hung on to Devontae Booker.
Who drafted him though? Who didn't need to pick him up?
Most people I tried to draft him. Most leagues I'm in, he was not a waiver pickup. He was drafted and held on to. I wish I played in some of these shit leagues that people are picking him up off the waiver wire. Ridiculous.
Exactly. Hey, who's going to pick up? Jacquizz Rodgers, Booker, or it's like, what are you talking about? These guys are drafted in our league.
I get questions like that. Oh, it bothers me. I got that, like you said, you text, should I pick up this Booker guy? So, yeah. If you're in one of those shit leagues, pick up Booker, please.
Pick him up, play him the rest of the season, and have fun going to the championship with him.
You got a stud running back on your hands now, and if anything, you pick up dibs and handcuff him if you're really scared. But, I mean, Booker is the man, and he's going to roll with it. And then I think Demaryius and Emmanuel Sanders both good plays this week, too.
Yeah, agreed. Next game, we got Green Bay and Atlanta. This could be another shootout, to be honest with you.
Hell yeah.
And I think it will be. I don't know who's going to have the higher points. I would still probably go with the Tampa Bay game. But, I like that new Green Bay quick pass, like New England style offense. It worked for them last week. I don't know if that's what they're going to do again this week. Ty Montgomery's the running back still, right? I'm not trusting like Miles.
No, that's the problem. Niall Davis and Don Jackson are healthy. I think they're going to put packages in for Davis. I'm hopeful of that Montgomery has one more good week, then you sell high on him big time if they use him again back there. Because, I mean, they didn't trade for Niall Davis for no reason. Cobb is the one to watch. If Cobb doesn't play this week, Montgomery is a much better start, too. Same with Devontae Adams. Cobb's hurt. He didn't practice a little bit. He's game time decision. So Cobb doesn't play this week. Much big uplift to all the other wide receivers.
Yeah, Devontae Adams must start if Cobb doesn't play. Even like I said about Jordan, he's hit or miss every week. But this week I think he's going to hit because that Atlanta secondary is not that great. On Atlanta's side, you got to start those both running backs, I would say. I know Green Bay run deep.
Out. All the Freeman show, baby.
You think?
Coleman's out.
Coleman's in PPR, right?
Coleman's out. Coleman's
hurt.
He ain't playing. It's all. It's the unless news came across that I'm missing. Coleman is out.
Keep an eye on Coleman because I thought he was playing. But yeah, if he's out, Freeman all day and Julio all day. Yeah, and that's where the buck stops. And Matt Ryan, you got to start him every week.
He's already been ruled out, Coleman, for the Packers game. So
okay,
Freeman show.
Freeman and Julio. Anyone else? What about Sanu?
I mean, Sanu's hit or miss. I don't trust him.
Yep. The next game, the battle of the rookies, Dallas and Philly.
Ooh. The return of Dez.
Yeah, the return of Dez, all fired up. I still think Dak liked Beasley better than Dez, so I plugged my boy Beasley in. You got to start Elliott, obviously. Do we have to say that? You got to start him. You got to start Beasley. You got to start Dez, right, too?
Oh, absolutely. He's a wide receiver 1 matchup. I mean, worst case, he puts wide receiver 2 numbers up, but the matchup he's got, he could be wide receiver 1 this week.
What about like Terrell Williams and what's the other guy's name? Portugal?
I think they take steps back with Dez back.
Yeah, I agree.
Like you said, though, Dak wasn't loving him, but he did have the one good game before he got hurt. So Dak is much improved now. So, I mean, we'll see. I mean, it's interesting. I can't not start him, though. I
agree.
Potential to go off.
And what about Philly? I got Ryan Matthews in. I'm not happy about it, but I had no other choice. He's been fumbling a lot. Smallwood's on. They said Smallwood's going to creep into his carries this week, but we'll see. And I think Matthews and Jordan, both Matthews, right? Jordan Matthews too. Anyone else on Philly that you trust?
No, I mean, I don't really trust Jordan Matthews that much, but I agree. I mean, Zach Ertz has been a major disappointment. And Wentz, this is not a good matchup for him. He had a shit week last week against the Vikings. He's on the going the road. I wouldn't start either quarterback, to be honest with you, unless you had to. I'd start Fitzmagic over both of them.
Damn, the big Jets fan. No, no, I agree with that. I'm benching Dak for Dalton, personally, but no, I hear you there. And then we got the Monday night game, Minnesota and Chicago. Minnesota all fired up. They got their ass beat last week.
Or Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago's going to get a shutout. I dropped Meredith because Hoyer's out, right? I don't know. I would recommend holding on to him. for another week or two to see if Cutler likes him, because Cutler's going to be throwing the rock. Jeffries hasn't done anything, but he's got Cutler back, so who knows, right?
Cutler loves forcing the ball to Jeffrey.
Yeah, but
that defensive, but that's the problem. They're playing the Vikings. So yeah. I think Howard is used. I mean, Kadeem Carey was already going 50-50 with him, and Langford's on his way back. That backfield is going to be a nightmare. I wouldn't touch it, and especially against the Vikings, I wouldn't touch it regardless. Yeah. Love the Vikings defense though.
Yeah, I know you got them. You're good. What about Diggs or Rudolph? Those guys. I like Rudolph.
The Bears defense sucks. So yeah, I mean, I like Rudolph. Diggs is just, I don't know what's up. I know people are all over Cordero Patterson this week now. I mean, I don't know, man. Honestly, I think out of all the skill players in the Vikings, who I would start over anybody else this week is Matt Asiata. So I think they're going to have a big lead. They're going to have a big league. The guy's got a nose for the end zone, and they're going to be running the ball because they're going to be killing them.
Yeah, but if you had to pick one wide receiver?
I would say, man, I don't know. Diggs, I guess.
Patterson's been catching the
but yeah, Bradford's been loving Patterson. I don't know, man. I really don't. I'd avoid it if I could, but if I had to pick one, I might rail Cordero Patterson.
Yeah, there's just a lot of buys this week, so flip your coin and go pick someone up, and because that's what that receiver crop is. It's a flip of the coin at this point. But that's it, guys. That's it this week. Ask us questions. Like us on Facebook. Get involved. Download our app too. It's ready. Test it out. Give us your feedback on it. We're here to help. And yeah, go win this week, will you? Jeez. I'm just happy because my team sucked in the beginning of the year, and with all the injuries, now my team's looking good for the second half of the year.
And I'm in first place.
My dynasty team looks like shit this year.
I'm in first place in all 4 of my leagues, but I'm worried in all 4 now with all these injuries and going on.
Yeah, my dynasty league team's shit in the bed, but it looked great on paper at the beginning of the season. We'll see. All right, guys. Later.
See ya.